Hey YouTube, thanks for clicking to watch this video. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. So today, guys, I am giving what is it? It's not a first impressions because I've worn it before. I am giving you guys a demo, and I can say review because I've worn this and I have some thoughts on it, of the Pat Mcgrath concealer, the new Sublime Perfection concealer and under eye setting powder. So if you want to see how I got this look, minus the eyes, I did not record the eyes, using Pat Mcgrath foundation, primer, concealer, and powder and lipstick, then just continue to watch. Also, I know you guys get sick of hearing it, but you have to say it because a lot of people watch your videos and don't subscribe to your channel. So don't be shady, be a lady. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a video. Also, if you enjoy this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you watch till like the halfway point and you're like, this video is pretty cool, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button so you don't forget. Just got a package in the mail. Just got it in the mail. If you're OG, you know what this is. This is none other than the Pat Mcgrath Labs concealer. So I should have opened it before I got on camera, but I didn't. Oh my god, all of this, like, I hate this paper. So this is not a first impression because I purchased this product the day it launched, or preview day, and I used it, but it was so good that I could not keep it to myself. And my cousin came to visit from Georgia this weekend, and I gave her my set and ordered myself another set. Also, I'm glad I used it before I filmed the video because I had a little bit of a learning curve, and we'll talk about that. So I have mine in the shade, wait a minute. Oh, this is the powder. I have the powder in the shade Deep, and the foundation I have in Medium Deep 27. So Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. You get 5 mils of products or 16 fluid ounces, which is not a lot, but I will say a little goes a long way. Weightless, full coverage, high performance, runway tested, mother approved. Okay, this comes in the same little black packaging as the foundation, kind of like a cigarette box. And it looks like, if I could get it out. Oh, it looks like this. So again, I have the shade Medium Deep 27. And I want to say, it's neutral with slight red undertones. No, it's neutral with slight peach undertones. And that's why I chose that one, because peach is color correcting for ladies and gents. That is my complexion, or a little deeper. Peach is normally good for those dark circles if you have any, and I do have darkness under my eyes, so that's what I get towards. I hate this little, why is that necessary? I know some people keep it, but let's take it. I have my little trash over here. So I'm gonna prime with the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection primer. And I have my foundation, which I have a love-hate relationship with this. I still don't think this is my shade, but it's so sheer that you can get away with wearing the wrong shade, if that makes sense. And I have mine in the shade Deep 29. So yeah, I'm gonna put this on my face first, and then we're gonna get into the concealer. So I am going to put some cream contour on because I feel like this foundation, even though it's sheer, it makes me super flat. And I just want to add some dimension back into my face. So I'm going to cream contour with this pure cameo stick. Nothing new here. And yeah. So it's right on par with what I'm willing to pay for a really good concealer. And like I said, I have tried this before, so it's not a first impression. So I'm just gonna let y'all see. And I'm gonna y'all see what I put on my face? Did you notice I didn't dip again? I could, but I don't have to. It's very creamy on first, you know, very, very creamy. I do appreciate that because I like a creamy concealer. You know, these under eyes, they ain't as young as they used to be. So creamy is good. And I'm just gonna get a brush to blend out my cream contour. I'm blend it back. However, I will tell you, this under eye powder, you want to use a brush. Don't use a sponge unless you have super duper oily under eyes. Don't use a brush. So I'm gonna blend out this here. I'm gonna save my under eyes for last because that's what I always do. And look how it blends out. It's just, and like I said, a little goes a very long way. And I'm going to go under my contour. Just make sure we're completely blended and not looking dirty. And I'm gonna go here. Honestly, dare I say, you can wear this concealer without setting it. I just really said that. And I'm like one of those people, I have to set my under eye, but I will say that you really, this is, I always say I don't believe in those self-setting concealers, but this actually really kind of sets itself. So I'm letting that dry down a little bit just because I like the coverage of concealers when they dry down just a teenster. And have hair. It looks already okay. This hair is like getting on my nerves. Okay, and I don't have a lot on the eye because I always tell y'all guys, when you mature, less is definitely more. So I'm gonna go ahead and proceed to blend this out. And I'm tapping, not dragging, tapping. Clean up that shadow tinter. Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna bring you in a little bit closer. Look at that. That is just flawless. That skin, that is, I'm mature. I'm going out to Target, to Target and Starbucks, and I didn't try hard. Like, I just bounced that out. It didn't take forever to blend out. It blends itself. Look at how it's just a gradient between conceal highlight, because it is a highlight shade for me, and cream contour. I cannot say enough good things about this concealer. Like, it speaks for itself. Look at it. Look at the skin. Now, this concealer makes me appreciate that foundation more because this concealer is so full coverage. I have under eye dark circles because of how full coverage it is and the peachy undertone in this shade, medium deep 27. So if you are my shade or deeper, I would say medium deep 27 is a great shade for highlighting, for everyday highlight, for the more mature woman highlight, for I want to look like this is me. I woke up like this highlight. And I'm gonna just continue because I have natural under eye creasing due to age and genetics. So now I'm gonna take this Alamar Cosmetics. There's no, what does it say? It says Brightening Brush. So I mean, perfect. It came in a BoxyCharm. It's fluffy, not too dense, but it has some nice density to it. And I'm gonna take this. I know the brush that Pat Mcgrath sells in the set is totally, do I have sequins on the inside? Totally different than this brush, but this will, a dab will do you. Let's just put it like that. So, like I said, I have my powder in the shade Deep. And the reason why I went for Deep is because I was a little scared of the light and the medium. It just looked like I was asking for trouble. That may not be the case. I haven't tried them. The videos that I've seen, I could maybe get away with it because they're so translucent, but I felt more comfortable going with a deep powder. And deep is not like dark. So let me show you the deep next to my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, and I can show you that it's quite a bit lighter. It's quite lighter than my all over face powder. So I'm comfortable with that. And it's a brightening powder, so it's made to brighten anyway. So I guess it all depends on personal preference, but I just said if medium had more yellow to it, or even light had more yellow to it, maybe I would have tried it. But now my learning curve and what I realized with this powder. And let me talk about the packaging for a minute. The packaging is very kind of flimsy, but I don't mind it. It's small, it's compact. You don't get much powder in here. However, you know, on first impression, I was like, you know, that, what is this? $30 for this powder? That's not a lot because you look at, you know, but this is an all over face powder. This is actually a foundation powder. But you look at other pressed powders and you're like, you know what? That is just like not enough. Come on, Pat Mcgrath, what are you doing? However, when you use the product and you see how much you need and how finely milled this powder is going to last you a long time. I guarantee you. Because if you try to do the whole baking thing with this powder, like I said, I'm going to insert a picture of what not to do. So what I did when I used the powder for the first time is, first I had a brush like this. And I put it on and I was like, oh, blurring, this is amazing. And you think brightening. We're so used to using a sponge beauty blender to dip in our loose powder and put it under the eye and wherever else you powder to bake, that I was like, okay, I'm just going to take a little bit on my sponge and I'm going to do what I do with other powders. No, 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 sweetheart, don't do that. I had to, and I wore it to work to test it out. I literally had to get some water from the tap and wet my under eyes because that's how dry they were. Listen to me. Listen to what I said. I had to get some water from the tap and dab it on my under eyes to feel comfortable to make it through the rest of my day. And like I said, I'm going to insert a picture of how dry it was from me using it the wrong way. It's not the product's fault. It's myself doing what I want to do and not following directions. So I'm going to dab, literally dab this powder and go under my eye. Dab. And if you're not sure you're getting powder, I'm going to go over my forehead lightly and down my nose lightly. It's very fine. You can see it kicking up when you touch it with your brush. But under the eye, like I said, we are so used to, you know, adding and baking. You don't want none of this. And I'm going to go on my chin. And I'm going to go under where I would cut my cheek. And I'm literally dab. As a matter of fact, for setting my face, I'm going to take a translucent powder. I'm going to take my Hourglass Mineral Veil powder. And I really, really like this powder. This is another product that followed the directions. This is not an under eye baking powder. This is a all over, exactly what it says, mineral veil powder. And I'm just going to lightly, just all over, just because it gives you that. It's a luminous powder. Luminous powders do exist, and this is one of them. And I go over my blush and my blush topper to make sure everything is nice and smooth. It kind of blurs imperfections. I really, really like that powder. And I'm going to go just around my mouth with the Sephora Micro Smooth powder. Then I'm going to line my lips with Chestnut. $19.95. It's a pinky mauve. It's one of the matte trance lipsticks. One of my faves. And my lips are pretty much brown from the liner because I had lip balm on. And now, but I will say, in my humble opinion, that this is so worth the money. And it has to be my second favorite product from Pat McGrath, the powder and the concealer. So if you were on the fence about should you buy it, should you not, is it really worth the hype? It is worth the hype. I'm trying to tell you, especially if you struggle with concealer under your eyes, or especially if you struggle with darkness, dark circles. It is so worth the splurge. Okay guys, I am going to end this video because we are now at the 8-hour mark of our wear test on this concealer. Yes, I am a little bit glowy in other areas. I can easily powder down if I wanted to refresh this foundation concealer, which I don't think is necessary. Like, I wouldn't powder down at this point. I really don't touch up my makeup during the day. But I think this concealer is a winner. I do have fine lines. It hasn't over settled, if that makes sense. It was amazing. The only thing I touched up was my lip, and I didn't even reapply my liner. I just added more lipstick to, but I think it still looks good. The face still looks good. Everything is still in place. Blush still intact. And I'm going to end this video here. So I got a decent amount of wear. I mean, it's not going to change much from here on out. So I just wanted to end the video properly. And thank you guys for tuning in to another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And until next time, guys, smooches.